70 candles flared on the cake while my mother posed between my brother and his wife, faces tilted toward a thicket of phones. I kept to the edge with a glass of sparkling cider, the same periphery I'd inhabited for 3 years. "Maya, hop in," Aunt Lorraine called, not budging to make space. "I'm good," I said. Safer there. They thought I'd run from my life. I hadn't. I just couldn't tell them the truth. It was classified. 3 years earlier, I was a senior accountant at Kaufman & Reed in Philadelphia when a marquee client's books began to sing wrong notes. Not mistakes, design. Nested transfers, ghost vendors, money sluiced through a lattice built for laundering by a syndicate prosecutors had chased for a decade. I reported it. I testified to a grand jury. Then the U.S. Marshals folded me into witness security. Not a new name, but new rules. My location sealed, calls monitored, and the 3-bedroom colonial I owned near Rittenhouse Square, worth about $900,000, was placed under federal protection, maintained by contractors, no selling or visits without marshal approval. My family knew none of this. They mistook silence for abandonment. After cake, we drifted to coffee. Colin, my older brother, pitched his voice to reach everyone. "Maya, we need to discuss your property situation." "My what?" "Your house," Brianna said, laugh sharp as glass. "The one you ditched." "I relocated for work." "Sure," Colin said. He tapped his phone, turned the screen. Photos of my porch, my kitchen, a bold red banner, sold. "I found a buyer, closed last week, $875. Someone had to take responsibility." Conversation stilled. Cups hovered, eyes fixed on me, heat rising behind my ribs. The doorbell rang. Emma opened the door. "U.S. Marshals. We need Maya Hahn," a calm baritone announced. Deputy Marshal Jared Walsh stepped in with a younger partner, hand near his jacket. "Miss Hahn," Walsh said, "our monitor flagged a sale on your Philadelphia address. Did you authorize it?" "I did not," I said. "I haven't been there in 3 years." Colin went pale. "I had power of attorney." "Show me." He thrust his phone forward, a notarized form with my tidy signature. Walsh studied it a beat. "Fraudulent. Miss Hahn was in federal protective custody on this date. The stamp is bogus, and protected assets cannot be transferred without our approval. Deputy Chin, call it in." The room erupted. Pleas, accusations, porcelain cracking on tile. Brianna's voice cut high. "She abandoned it!" "It was under federal protection," I said, "to keep me and you safe." Silence pooled. Walsh turned to me. "Do you wish to press charges, Miss Hahn?" I looked at Colin, the brother who mocked my work, who wrapped theft in the word responsibility, who tried to spend my safety like spare change. "Yes," Mom sobbed. Dad muttered, "Family," like a verdict. Handcuffs clicked, Chin read rights. Walsh faced me. "Your security is compromised. We'll relocate you now." I nodded, centered in the storm. I packed my bag, phone, charger, the watch that wasn't only a watch, and followed them past the cake, its 70 candles guttering to smoke. In the SUV, city lights slid by. "This will be noisy," Walsh warned. "Press, lawyers, fallout." "I know," I said. "The math is simple." "Meaning?" "Truth over ease, safety over sentiment." We drove toward the safe house and whatever comes next, soon. News exploded, brother arrested in sale of protected asset, and the safe house swallowed me. Walsh set protocols, Chin swept rooms. I watched headlines coil and strike. Colin took a deal, 3 years, restitution, sale voided, funds frozen. The trial I'd sparked rolled forward. I spent mornings rehearsing and afternoons testifying. 7 convictions. The syndicate's spine finally snapped. 4 months later, the marshals released me. I stood on my Philadelphia porch as Walsh passed me the keys. The house felt like a held breath finally exhaled. Fresh paint, humming fridge, the clock ticking like a heartbeat I'd missed. "You could sell," Walsh said. "Market's up." "Not yet," I told him. I needed to live here before it was an asset again. Work found me. A post with the FBI's Financial Crimes Unit. The same vigilance that cost me 3 Christmases now paid my salary. I built cases. I slept through the night. From my family, one email, blame dressed as grief. I let it go. 6 months in, an attorney knocked. From Colin! A letter, handwritten. He confessed what envy had done, how he turned responsibility into a mask for theft, how my silence looked like contempt. He didn't ask forgiveness, he understood the charge he'd earned. I read it twice, then slid it into a drawer. Not burned, not framed, years thinned. I kept the house until keeping it felt like holding my breath, then sold and bought. Closer to DC, I rose to lead teams reclaiming fortunes from quiet thieves. Sometimes I checked the porch camera, expecting a ghost that never came. People ask what family means. It means this: I don't confuse love with surrender. I keep the keys to my own life, and I never sign them away.